Alright Blades fans, we need to talk. The massive stories have dropped that could completely change the direction of our season, and trust me, you do not want to miss what I'm about to tell you. We've got injury concerns that are making everyone nervous and disciplinary issues that can wreck our biggest match of the season. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button right now and join thousands of Blades supporters getting the latest news first. Ring that bell so you never miss an update. Today's episode is absolutely crucial because what happens in the next few days could define whether we climb out of the relegation zone or sink even deeper. We've got the stories that every single Sheffield United fan needs to know about, and I'm breaking down exactly what they mean for us. So stick with me through to the end because we need to have a serious conversation about where this club is heading. Let's get straight into it. Confirmed, Michael Cooper injury throws Sheffield United in a goalkeeper crisis ahead of QPR clash. This is the news that no Blades fan wanted to hear right now. Our number one goalkeeper, the lad who's been absolutely solid between the sticks since he joined us, had to be pulled off at halftime during our midweek disaster against Coventry City. And when I say disaster, I mean it. We got absolutely battered 3-1 at the CBS Arena, and losing Cooper in the middle of that nightmare just made everything 10 times worse. Chris Wilder has come out and given us an update, and honestly, it's not looking great for Saturday's home game against QPR. Let me give you the full context here because this matters. Michael Cooper has been our first choice keeper since he signed from Plymouth Argyle last year. 25 years old, absolutely brilliant shot stopper. And he's played every single minute of our championship campaign this season. 14 league appearances, 3 clean sheets. Not the greatest record in the world, I'll admit, but that's more about our defense than it is about him. The lad's made some absolutely worldly saves that have kept us in games we had no right to be in. He's contracted until 2028, and there was even serious interest from West Ham and Everton in the summer. That tells you everything about his quality. Premier League clubs were sniffing around, but he stayed loyal to us, and now this happens. So what actually went wrong against Coventry? According to Wilder, Cooper went down early in the match making a save, felt something in his back and neck, tried to carry on through the pain, bless him, but by halftime, he was in absolute agony. Wilder said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that Cooper was in considerable pain at the break, and it wasn't an ideal situation. No kidding, Gaffer. We had to throw Adam Davies on for the second half, and while Davies is a decent backup, he's not Cooper. The timing couldn't be worse. We're in the relegation zone, sitting 22nd with just 14 games gone. We're level on points with Sheffield Wednesday and Norwich City, 3 points away from safety. Every single match from here on out is a must-win, and we might not have our first choice keeper available. Wilder's trying to stay positive, saying they'll work hard with Cooper over the next 48 to 72 hours to get him fit. They'll do everything they can, all the treatment, all the physio, whatever it takes. But here's the reality. Back and neck injuries are nothing to mess about with. You can't just slap some magic spray on it and hope for the best. If Cooper's not 100%, we absolutely cannot risk him. And that means Davies starts against QPR on Saturday. Now don't get me wrong, I rate Davies as a backup. He's experienced, he's solid, he won't do anything stupid. But there's a reason Cooper's been first choice all season. He's younger, he's sharper, his distribution is better, and he commands his area with more authority. The knock-on effect of this injury is what really worries me. Our defense has been all over the place this season. We've conceded goals for fun, we look vulnerable from set pieces, and we're making individual errors left and right. Having a consistent, confident keeper behind them has been one of the few positives. If we lose that consistency, even for one game, it could be the difference between getting a vital 3 points and dropping more points. We can't afford to lose. QPR aren't exactly world beaters, but they're scrapping just like us. Every team in this division can hurt you if you give them chances, and without Cooper, we might be giving them more chances than we should. And it's not just about Saturday either. If this injury keeps Cooper out for multiple weeks, we're in serious trouble. We've got the international break coming up after the QPR match, which might actually help him recover. But straight after that break, we've got the biggest game of our season, the Steel City Derby, away at Hillsborough against Sheffield Wednesday. That match is absolutely massive, not just for bragging rights, but for our survival chances. Wednesday are down there with us, and if we can beat them, we leapfrog them and give ourselves breathing room. What if Cooper's not fit for that? If we have to go into Hillsborough with a backup keeper against our biggest rivals? That's a huge disadvantage. Let me tell you something else that's concerning. Cooper came through Plymouth's academy, played 170 matches for them. He knows the championship inside out. He's proven at this level. Davies has experience too, don't get me wrong, but he's been backup for a reason. When you're fighting relegation, you need your best 11 on the pitch every single week. We can't afford to be without key players, and Cooper is absolutely a key player. Some fans might not rate keepers as highly as outfield players, but ask yourself this. How many points has Cooper saved us this season with big saves? How many times have we come away thinking, thank God we've got him? More than a few, I'd bet. The medical team will assess him properly over the next few days. They'll do all the scans, all the tests, make sure there's no serious damage. Wilder's being cautiously optimistic, but he's also being realistic. He knows we can't rush Cooper back. The last thing we need is for him to aggravate the injury and be out for months instead of weeks. So we might have to accept that Davies plays on Saturday, and we'll have to get behind him and support him 100%. He didn't ask to be thrown into this situation, and he'll need Bramall Lane roaring him on. But here's my big concern, and I want to hear what you lot think about this. We're in the bottom 3 after 14 games. We've won just 3 matches under Wilder since he came back. The squad is thin, the confidence is low, and now we're dealing with injury problems on top of everything else. If we don't strengthen in January, if we don't bring in quality reinforcements, we are going down. Simple as that. We need bodies, we need depth, and we need players who can come in and make an immediate impact. Cooper's injury just highlights how vulnerable we are. One injury to a key player, and suddenly we're scrambling. So here's my question for you. Do you trust Adam Davies to step up and do the job if Cooper's out? And more importantly, do you think our board will back Wilder in January and give him the funds to strengthen this squad? Because right now, we're in a relegation battle, and we need everyone pulling in the same direction. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you're confident or if you're as worried as I am. And if you're enjoying this breakdown, smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow and means we can keep bringing you this content, right? If that first story wasn't stressful enough, buckle up, because this one's going to make you even more nervous. 2 of our key players are walking a disciplinary tightrope heading into the Steel City Derby, and if either of them slips up against QPR this weekend, they'll miss the biggest match of our season. I'm talking about City Peck and Gustavo Hammer. Both of them are 1 yellow card away from a suspension, and that suspension would rule them out of the trip to Hillsborough to face Sheffield Wednesday. Let that sink in for a second. Our best young midfielder and our creative maestro could miss the derby because of 1 rash tackle or 1 moment of frustration. This is absolutely massive, and Wilder's going to have some serious decisions to make. Let's start with City Peck because his situation is the most precarious right now. The lad's been absolutely phenomenal this season, hasn't he? Started all 14 of our championship matches, playing with energy and passion that we desperately need. He's box to box. He gets stuck in. He covers every blade of grass. At 20 years old, he's showing maturity beyond his years, and he's become absolutely crucial to how we play. But here's the problem. He's already on for yellow cards. He picked up bookings against Millwall, Middlesbrough, Southampton, and then most recently against Blackburn Rovers a couple weeks ago, when he got involved in a bit of a scuffle with their lad Taylor Gardner-Hickman. The EFL rules are crystal clear on this. Any player who racks up 5 yellow cards in their team's first 19 matches of the season has to serve a 1-match ban. We're on game 14 now, which means Peck's got 5 more matches to avoid their 5th booking, or he misses 1 game. Normally, that wouldn't be too bad. You take your suspension, you come back refreshed. But the timing here is diabolical. If he gets booked against QPR on Saturday, he's banned for the next match, which just happens to be the Steel City Derby. The 1 match that means more than any other. The 1 match where you need your best players, your fighters, your warriors on the pitch. And Peck is exactly that kind of player. He's been walking that disciplinary tightrope for 3 matches now, trying desperately not to pick up that 5th yellow. Fair play to him. He managed to avoid a booking in the Coventry defeat on Tuesday night, which can't have been easy given how frustrating that match was. But he's going to have to be so careful against QPR. 1 missed him tackle, 1 bit of dissent towards the referee, 1 moment where he loses his head. and he's gone for the derby. The pressure on him is immense, and I genuinely don't know how he's meant to play his natural game while being that cautious. Now let's talk about Gustavo Hammer, because his situation is equally concerning, but slightly different. Hammer's also on for yellow cards. He picked up his fourth way back in September during our 1-0 defeat to Charlton Athletic, which was actually Wilder's first game back in charge. Since then, he's been out injured with a knee problem, missed the last 5 matches completely. But the good news is he's close to returning. Wilder said before the Derby County match last weekend the Hammer might not be ready for that game, but could feature against QPR. He said it was just a precaution keeping him out, and they wanted to see how he responded in training over the next few days. So here's the dilemma Wilder faces with Hammer. The midfielder could be fit enough to play some minutes against QPR this Saturday, but should he? Think about it logically. Hammer's been out for 5 weeks with a knee injury. He's not going to be fully match fit. He might be rusty. He might be a bit tentative. And if Wilder throws him on and he picks up a yellow card, he's suspended for the Derby. Is it worth the risk? Wouldn't it make more sense to wrap him in cotton wool for the QPR match, let him get through the international break, and have him fresh and ready for Hillsborough? I know what I'd do if I was the gaffer. Because let's be honest, we need Hammer for that Derby more than we need him against QPR. He's our most creative player. His passing range is incredible. He can unlock defenses with one ball, and he's got that bit of quality that can turn a tight match in our favor. Against Wednesday, in a hostile atmosphere at Hillsborough, with everything on the line, having Hammer pulling the strings in midfield could be the difference between winning and losing. But if he picks up a daft yellow card against QPR trying to shake off the rust, we lose him for the one match where we need him most. Wilder's already hinted that Hammer would definitely be back after the international break. He said, quote, "He'll certainly be back for the game after the break," end quote. That tells me the medical team are confident he'll be fully fit in a couple of weeks. So why risk him before then? Why put him in a position where one tackle, one bit of shirt pulling, one late challenge could rule him out of the Derby? It doesn't make sense to me. I keep him on the bench against QPR. Maybe give him 10 or 15 minutes at the end if we're comfortably ahead or desperately need a goal. But I wouldn't start him, and I wouldn't use him unless absolutely necessary. The bigger picture here is about squad management and discipline. We've got the players who are absolutely vital to our survival hopes, and they're both one booking away from missing the Steel City Derby. That's not just bad luck, that's a problem we need to address. Are our players getting booked because they're frustrated? Because the team's losing and they're losing their heads? Or are they getting booked because they're being too aggressive, too committed, putting themselves in positions where referees have no choice but to show a card? I think it's a bit of both, to be honest. Peck plays on the edge. That's his game. He's physical. He's aggressive. He gets in people's faces. That's what makes him effective. But it also means he's always one bad challenge away from a yellow. He needs to be smarter about when to make those challenges. Against QPR, if there's a 50-50 ball in the middle of the pitch in the 20th minute, maybe he lets his midfield partner win it instead. Maybe he holds back a bit, stays on his feet, doesn't dive in. It's about game management, about understanding the situation. One derby is worth more than one regular league match. If he has to be slightly less effective against QPR to ensure he plays against Wednesday, that's a sacrifice worth making. The other thing that worries me is what happens if both Peck and Hammer miss the derby. That would be catastrophic, absolutely catastrophic. Our midfield would be decimated. We'd be going into the biggest match of the season without two of our most important players. Sheffield Wednesday would be laughing at us. Their fans would be singing about it before kickoff. We cannot let that happen. Wilder needs to have a serious word with both of them before the QPR match. Sit them down, explain the stakes, make it crystal clear that staying on the pitch for 90 minutes without a booking is more important than winning any individual battle. You know what else is frustrating about this? The timing. Why does the derby have to come right after the international break? Why couldn't it be a few weeks later when both players would have had more time to get through matches without suspensions hanging over their heads? I know that's just the fixture list. That's just bad luck, but it feels like everything's stacking against us right now. Injuries, suspensions, being in the relegation zone. It's like the universe doesn't want us to succeed. But here's the thing, and I want you lot to remember this. We're Sheffield United. We're fighters. We don't give up. We don't roll over. And we sure as hell don't let Sheffield Wednesday have bragging rights without a battle. Even if we're missing players, even if we're down on our luck, we'll go to Hillsborough and we'll give everything we've got. That's what being a Blade is all about. But we need to be smart between now and then. We need our key players available, and that means avoiding stupid bookings against QPR. So here's my question for all of you watching. Should Wilder risk playing Hammer against QPR, or should he save him for the derby? And do you trust City Peck to get through 90 minutes without picking up that 5th yellow card? I genuinely don't know what the right answer is, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Get in the comments section. Let's have a proper discussion about this because it's absolutely vital. And if you're getting value from these breakdowns, if you appreciate the detail and the analysis, hit that like button and share this video with other Blades fans. We need everyone in our community informed about what's happening, right? Let's wrap this up because we've covered a lot of ground today. The massive stories that are going to shape our next few weeks. First up, Michael Cooper's injury situation. Our number one keeper went off injured at halftime against Coventry with back and neck problems. Wilder's trying to get him fit for Saturday's match against QPR, but it's touch and go. If he doesn't make it, Adam Davies steps in, and while he's a capable backup, losing Cooper's consistency and quality at such a crucial time is a big blow. We're in the relegation zone, every point matters, and we need our best players available. Second story, and possibly even more concerning, is the suspension threat hanging over City Peck and Gustavo Hammer. Both players are one yellow card away from missing the Steel City Derby at Hillsborough. Peck's been brilliant all season, but he's walking a disciplinary tightrope. Hammer's returning from injury, and Wilder has a big decision to make about whether to risk him against QPR or save him for the Derby. One bad tackle, one moment of frustration from either of them on Saturday, and they miss the biggest match of our season. The pressure is absolutely on. These two stories sum up where we are as a club right now. Fighting for survival, dealing with injuries, managing suspensions, trying to navigate through the most difficult period of our season. But I'll tell you what, we've been in tough spots before, and we've come through. This squad has character. Wilder knows what it takes to get results in this league. And if we all stick together, supporters and team united, we can turn this around. We've got QPR at home on Saturday, then the international break, then the Derby. 3 massive moments coming up fast. So here's what I need from you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're building the biggest Sheffield United fan community on YouTube, and I want you to be part of it. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, because things are moving fast and you need to stay informed. Smash the like button on this video. It genuinely helps us reach more Blades fans. And most importantly, in the comments section, tell me what you think about Cooper's injury. Tell me whether Wilder should risk Hammer against QPR. Tell me if you're confident Peck can avoid a booking. I read every single comment, and I love hearing from you lot. Share this video with your mates, with your family, with anyone who supports Sheffield United. We need everyone on the same page, everyone understanding what's at stake in these next few matches. This is a critical time for our club, and the more informed our fan base is, the better we can support the team through it. We're all in this together. Up the Blades, and I'll see you in the next one with more news and analysis. Come on, United.